dis- discuss the topic of collision. Every year, you'll be getting one question from this particular small topic, that is nothing but collision. So we'll be initially seeing few formulas based on this. Later on, we'll be solving around 10 to 15 problems from this particular topic. I hope everyone is aware of this collision. See here. Can anyone tell me what's the definition of collision? What will happen in collision? If we consider two bodies will come closer to each other. They may or may not collide with each other. Suppose this is mass m1, this is mass m2. Both of them are moving with some velocity u1, and this is moving with velocity u2. After collision, what will happen? They will exchange their energy and momentum. They will exchange their kinetic energy and momentum. Now, is it necessary that two objects should collide with each other? Means two objects should touch each other in collision? Is there any compulsion? कुछ कंपल्शन है क्या कि दो ऑब्जेक्ट एक दूसरे से आके टच करे तो ही कोलिजन होता, या फिर बगैर टच करे भी कोलिजन होता? कोलिजन के लिए कुछ कंडीशन है क्या, दोनों एक दूसरे को आके टच करना? नहीं है. कैन एनीवन गिव मी एग्जांपल in which it is not necessary that two objects should touch each other for collision? या एटम्स के अंदर इनएलास्टिक कोलिजन भी बोल सकते हैं आप लोग. इस इन एटॉमिक मॉलिक्यूल्स में या फिर एटम्स में, चार्ज पार्टिकल्स में, न्यूक्लियस में, सपोज एक पॉजिटिव चार्ज पार्टिकल और एक नेगेटिव चार्ज पार्टिकल आ रहा, दोनों आ रहे एक दूसरे से अट्रैक्ट हो रहे. अगर इफ आई make two positive charge particle to collide with each other, what will happen? They will repel each other. They won't touch each other. You might have studied this in Rutherford model of atom में भी पढ़े होंगे आप लोग. एक अल्फा पार्टिकल को हम लोग क्या करते, क्लोजर टू द एटम भेजते. तो क्या होता, उन्हें अल्फा पार्टिकल जो सेंटर से ज्यादा, जो जिधर न्यूक्लियस रहता, तो पार्टिकल विल नॉट गो, इट विल डाइवर्ट इट्स पाथ. उसको अपना डिस्टेंस ऑफ क्लोजेस्ट अप्रोच बल के फॉर्मूला भी डिराइव करे होंगे आप. ओके, सो इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी दैट टू पार्टिकल्स शुड कोलाइड विद ईच अदर. ये जरूरी नहीं है पार्टिकल्स एक दूसरे से टच करना कोलिजन के लिए. ओके, so see here, based on collision we can divide collision in terms of on basis of collision. On basis of collision can be derived as or classified as one dimension collision and two dimension collision. One dimension collision is also called as what? Head on collision. And two dimension collision is also called as oblique collision. See, this collision is actually the part of work energy and power. Work energy power का part है collision. मगर वर्क एनर्जी पावर के साथ अगर मैं कोलिजन पढ़ाया बोल के बोलो तो बहुत कम टाइम देना पड़ता. मगर ये कोलिजन टॉपिक में से एक क्वेश्चन हमारे को डेफिनेट आता. सो दैट इज द रीजन आई एम टेकिंग दिस पार्ट सेपरेटली. So next, on basis of kinetic energy. On basis of kinetic energy, this collision is classified as elastic collision, inelastic collision, and we are having purely inelastic collision. Purely inelastic collision. See here, whatever collision it may be, वो इलास्टिक कोलिजन रहने दीजिए, इनएलास्टिक कोलिजन रहने दीजिए, प्योरली इनएलास्टिक कोलिजन रहने दीजिए. One thing will be constant in this. What is that thing? One physical quantity will be constant and one physical quantity will be changing. एक physical quantity constant रहती. Can anyone tell me what is that physical quantity which always remains constant in elastic, inelastic and purely inelastic collision? Very good. Momentum. वो इलास्टिक कोलिजन रहने दीजिए, इनएलास्टिक कोलिजन रहने दीजिए, प्योरली इनएलास्टिक कोलिजन रहने दीजिए, उसमें मोमेंटम हमेशा कांस्टेंट रहता. Now if I consider elastic collision, in elastic collision what will be conserved? Kinetic energy will be conserved. Means initial kinetic energy will be equals to final kinetic energy. Whereas in case of inelastic collision, kinetic energy is not conserved. मतलब क्या? Initial kinetic energy will not be equals to final kinetic energy. And similarly, in case of purely inelastic collision also, the kinetic energy will not be conserved. But here we'll be considering one constant that is called as coefficient of restitution. We'll study about this coefficient of restitution, but I'm writing the values. Remember these numerical values. For elastic collision, coefficient of restitution value is 1. For inelastic collision, the value of coefficient of restitution is less than 1. Whereas in case of perfectly inelastic collision, the value of coefficient of restitution is 0. Remember these values, they may ask this question directly. Chaliye. Shall I turn the page? Okay. See here. First of all, I will consider one dimension elastic collision. One dimension elastic collision. Here in one dimension elastic collision, let us consider two objects which are having mass m1 and it is moving with some velocity u1. There is another object of mass m2 and it is moving with velocity u2. After some time, if I consider one condition, u1 velocity is greater than u2, what will happen? Both of them will collide with each other. After collision, they will move with some velocity. m1 will move with velocity v1 and m2 will move with velocity v2. Now, you might have studied in theory that here we'll be conserving the momentum, then we'll be conserving the total kinetic energy. Initial momentum will be equals to final momentum. Initial kinetic energy will be equals to final kinetic energy. Then finally, we'll be finding the values of V1 and V2. So see here how to remember these values of V1 and V2. V1 will be equals to mass M1 minus M2 divided by M1 plus N2 of U1 plus 2 M2 U2 divided by M1 plus M2. See here how to remember this, or we are supposed to by heart this. No need of by hearting. What is here? Here velocity is V1. So write down here M1 and write down here U1. And what are the things left? Things left are M2 and U2. Similarly, just try this velocity V2. V2 try kari. If I am writing V1 here, I am writing M1 here. If I am writing V2 here, what will be the value here? Here the value will become M2 minus M1 divided by M1 plus M2. Here V1 is there. That is the reason I have written U1. So here V2 is there. Here I will be writing U2. So what is left? Now I am left with what? 2 M1 U1 divided by M1 plus M2. Please remember this formula. They will be asking direct questions based on this formula. Suppose, अच्छा, completed this formulas. ये formulas याद रख लेते ना? Okay. Now suppose if we consider, I am writing this is a formula for one dimension elastic collision. If he is telling that there is some coefficient of restitution, कुछ E की value दिया, he has mentioned some value of E in the question, then this formula can be written as V1 is equals, generally this takes place in inelastic collision. This formula will become M1 minus E M2 divided by M1 plus M2 of U1 plus 1 plus E of M2 U2 divided by M1 plus M2. When you are supposed to use whenever some value of E is given in the question. और V2 का formula क्या बनता? V2 will be M2 minus E M1 divided by M1 plus M2 into U2 plus 1 plus E of M1 U1 divided by M1 plus M2. Please note down these formulas. Completed? Now we are going to write few formulas based on coefficient of restitution. Then I will be discussing regarding inelastic collision and two-dimension elastic collision. Then we can move on to the problems. Chaliye, I am turning the page. See here, coefficient of restitution will be generally discussing bouncing of ball. Bouncing of ball. Suppose there is a floor. What we are doing, we are dropping a ball from an height h. What will happen after collision? The ball will again rise to some height. It will not rise to its original height, definitely, because it will be losing some amount of energy. Again, it will move with some velocity v1. Assume that it will move with velocity v1. Again, it will fall down with velocity v1. Suppose this height is h1. Again, after collision, what will happen? Again, it will rise up with some velocity v2. again it will fall down with velocity v2. Now this height is h2, and we are considering some coefficient of restitution here, e. Then we are having different formulas for this particular case of bouncing of ball with respect to coefficient of restitution. Please remember those formulas. We are supposed to apply that directly. The first formula we are going to write is height for the nth rebound. Height for the nth rebound. Nth rebound. See, whenever the object is falling on the floor, definitely it will go upside. Again, it will come downwards. So suppose we are telling that the object has bounced for how many times? The object has bounced for n times. Then what will be the final height? So we can write the formula as hn is equals to e power 2n into h. So if he is telling what is the height for fifth rebound, just to substitute the values of n here. Next formula, velocity of nth rebound. Velocity of nth rebound. This will be equals to Vn is equals to e power n into v. That is nothing but this is the case of freely falling body. For freely falling body, we know that the formula for velocity will become under root 2gh. So let us write down the third formula. I am not deriving the things because derivations are not necessary right now. Time taken for nth rebound. Time taken for nth rebound. Time taken for nth rebound is given as Tn is equals to e power n under root 2h divided by g. Next one, fourth one, average speed. Average speed. For formula for average speed is under root gh divided by 2 of 1 plus e square divided by 1 plus e whole square. Next, we are having the formula for average velocity. Average velocity. So average velocity formula is also similar, but some changes are there in coefficient of restitution. Here it will become 1 minus e divided by 1 plus e. And finally, the last formula for this bouncing of ball with respect to coefficient of restitution is total change in momentum after nth collision. Total change in momentum after nth collision. It is given as delta p is equals to mu of 1 plus e divided by 1 minus e. That is nothing but for a case of freely falling body, we know that velocity will become under root 2gh of 1 plus e divided by 1 minus e. Completed? Shall I turn the page? Ahil Khan. See here, I hope everyone know what is the general formula for coefficient of restitution. Coefficient of restitution आप लोग को मालूम ना? Coefficient of restitution का chat box में बोलिए coefficient of restitution का general formula क्या है? Velocity of separation after collision divided by velocity of approach before collision. तो हम अगर वन डायमेंशन का केस कंसीडर करें तो यहाँ पर फॉर्मूला क्या बनता? फॉर्मूला विल बिकम v2 minus v1 divided by u1 minus u2 because I have considered u1 is greater than u2. अगर आप if I consider u2 greater than u1, then I would have written u2 minus u1. चलिए, shall I turn the page now? So see here, I am considering one case that is two-dimension elastic collision. Two-dimension collision. Sir, please show last page. जल्दी लिखिए मैडम. Completed? स्क्रीनशॉट ले लीजिए, हो जाता. चलिए, 2-dimension elastic collision. See here, in this case, we'll consider an object A. This object is having some mass m1 and it is moving with some velocity u. And there is one more object B. This object is at rest, means its velocity is 0. And this is also having some mass m2. This is having mass m1, this is having mass m2. So after collision, what has happened is, this object A has moved in this direction, making some angle theta, and the object B has moved in this direction, making some angle phi. Now it is moving with some velocity v1 and it is moving with some velocity v2. Now carefully see here, we are going to resolve the components. Everyone try to answer me. See here, I know that this object A is along which axis? It is along x-axis or y-axis? The object A जो है x-axis में है या y-axis में? जल्दी बोलिए मेरे को. Yesterday also we came across this type of conditions. Very good. This is lying in xy plane. Whenever an object or vector is lying in xy plane, what we are supposed to do? Whenever a vector is lying in xy plane, what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to resolve it into two components. Very good. इसको हम लोग क्या करना पड़ता? हम लोग को resolve करना पड़ता. So I am resolving it into two components. Here I am taking x-axis. Here I am taking y-axis. So if this is theta, this component will become theta. So what will be this component along x-axis? What will be the component? Component will become v1 cos theta, and along y-axis, what will be the component? v1 sin theta. Similarly, if you see this b component, b is also lying in xy plane. So let me draw this axis, one axis in this direction, another axis in this direction. And if this is phi, this will also become phi. What will be this component? This component will become v2 cos phi, and this will become what? v2 sin phi. Now see here, now whatever conditions we are going to write, those conditions are important for solving. Now along x-axis component, or you can also write horizontal components. Horizontal components. We are considering the horizontal components. So we are applying law of conservation of momentum. Law of conservation of momentum. So what will be the law of conservation of momentum? Initial momentum will be equals to final momentum. So here I will be writing initial momentum will be equals to final momentum. So see here the second object is at rest. So what will be the initial momentum? Initial momentum will become m1 into u is equals to, what are the final momentum along horizontal component? One is along this axis, one is v1 cos theta, and other one is what? v2 cos phi. So this will become what? m1, this is mass m1, this is mass m2. तो ये क्या बनता है? m1 v1 cos theta plus m2 v2 sin phi. Remember this. I hope everyone understood this. ये सब लोगों को समझ में आया ना कैसा लिखा हम? ये बेसिक थिंग है, बेसिक. Similarly, let us write vertical component. Y-axis का component लिखेंगे. Y-axis. That is nothing but vertical component. Vertical component. Vertical component में let us apply law of conservation of momentum. Vertical component में अगर हम law of conservation of momentum apply करें, what should be that? Initial momentum should be equals to final momentum. See here, initially before collision, any components are there along y-axis? यहाँ पर कोई sorry यहाँ पर साइन नहीं आता. Here it should be cos phi. It is cos phi. This is cos phi, not sin phi. My mistake. यहाँ पर cos phi आता. See here, is there any y component in this initially? Is there any y components? यहाँ पर कुछ y components है? There are no y components. So here initial moment I am taking this one as 0. Now if you see final, here y components we are having. They are in same direction or opposite direction? Here the y components are in same direction or opposite direction? Opposite direction means I should add or subtract. Opposite direction में रहा तो मेरे को subtract करना पड़ता है या add करना पड़ता? I am supposed to subtract. So I am subtracting. m1 v1 sin theta minus m2 v2 sine phi. So from this, what I can write? I can write m1 v1 sine theta is equals to m2 v2 sine phi. So this is also an important conclusion which you are supposed to remember for solving the problems. Okay. Now we are having one special case in perfectly elastic collision. If you consider a perfectly elastic collision in 2 dimensions, here this angle theta plus this angle phi will be equals to 90 degrees. मतलब ये दो particles will move perpendicular to each other. This case we should consider when, madam? In case of perfectly elastic collision. Remember this. If I consider perfectly elastic collision, the angle between these two particles will be how much? The angle between these two particles will be 90 degree. Remember this one. चलिए, shall I turn the page? Yes. Now suppose we are having one more thing. We are having two objects. This object is of mass m1 and it is moving with some velocity u1. There is another object whose mass is m2 and it is moving with some velocity u2. After collision, what has happened is that both of them stick together and they are moving together with a velocity v. So what will be the common velocity? Apply the law of conservation of momentum. This will become what? m1 u1 plus m2 u2. This will be equals to, here two bodies are joined together. They are moving together. So this will become m1 plus m2 of p. That is nothing but the velocity with which two bodies are moving is given as m1 u1 plus m2 u2 divided by m1 plus m2. Remember this formula. चलिए, shall we move on to the problems? Only this concepts are there. इतने ही concept है. थोड़े बहुत applications रह सकते हैं. He will be asking you to find the loss in kinetic energy. He will be asking you to find loss in momentum. उसमें कुछ भी करने का नहीं रहता हमारा. Loss in kinetic energy means what you should be writing? Loss in kinetic energy बोल तो क्या करना? Initial energy minus final energy कर देना. That is nothing but 1/2 m1 v1 square minus 1/2 m2 v2 square करे तो हमारे को loss in kinetic energy आया था. So shall we move on to the problems? One thing is always conserve. What is that thing? Always the linear momentum is conserved. So which one is the right answer? Option 4 is the right answer. Okay. Now let us see the next one. Question number, second question. Here he is telling that a body of mass 10 metric ton, suppose let us consider this is an object, its mass is 10 metric ton. Will reduce the size of the pen. 10 metric ton. 1 ton is equals to how much? 1 metric ton is equals to how much? 1 metric ton बोल तो कितना आता? 1 metric ton. Anyone? 1 metric ton will be equals to 1000 kg. So if I convert this into kg, how much this will become? 10 into 1000 will become 10,000 kg. And it is, he is telling that this is moving with velocity how much? 5 meter per second velocity से move हो रहा, and it collides head on with another object of mass 40 metric ton. So this is mass m1, this is velocity u1. There is another object of mass m2. How much metric ton he has given? 40 metric ton. That is nothing but how many kgs? 40,000 kgs, and it is at rest. So its velocity is how much? u2 will be equals to 0. Okay. If they combine together just after the collision, now what is happening? Initially, they are traveling with some velocity. This is at rest, and they are colliding. After collision, they are combining with each other. So definitely they will move with some common velocity v. And he is asking you to calculate the loss in kinetic energy after collision. So I know that the kinetic energy, loss in kinetic energy formula can be written as kinetic energy initial minus kinetic energy final. काइनेटिक एनर्जी इनिशियल माइनस काइनेटिक एनर्जी फाइनल. So apply the formula. Initial kinetic energy will become 1/2 m1 u1 square minus 1/2 m2 v2 square. So here m2 will not be there. m1 plus m2. See here. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी शुड फाइंड दिस वैल्यू v. ये वैल्यू v फाइंड आउट करना है. मैं आप लोगों को फॉर्मूला बोला, क्या बोला, जब भी एक ऑब्जेक्ट एक रेस्ट पे है और एक कुछ वेलोसिटी से मूव हो रहा, व्हाट विल बी द फॉर्मूला फॉर कॉमन वेलोसिटी? द फॉर्मूला फॉर कॉमन वेलोसिटी विल बिकम m1 u1 plus m2 u2 divided by m1 plus m2. So apply this. How much you are getting? Mass m1 is how much? 10,000 into velocity u1 is how much? 5. And mass m2 we know the 40,000 but its velocity ut is how much? 0. So I can write directly this one as 0 divided by mass m1 is how much? 10,000 plus mass m2 is how much? It is 40,000. So what will be the value of v? v की वैल्यू कितनी रहती? 50,000 divided by 50,000. 50,000 divided by 50,000 कितना आता हमारे को? 1 मीटर पर सेकेंड आता. So now let us substitute this values here. So initial kinetic energy तो खाली mass m1 कुछ रहती, कई बार तो इन्हें velocity से move हो रहा, इन्हें तो velocity से move नहीं हो रहा. So I am writing this one as 1/2 into mass is how much? 10,000 into u1. u1 velocity is how much? 5. So I will write this one as 5 square minus 1/2 into how much this one will be? ये कितना रहता हमारे को? How much should I write here? Final mass how much कितना लिखना मैं? How much mass should I write? किसी का कैमरा ओपन है? So this one will become, let me do this, 25 into minus 10,000, sorry, 25 into 2,50,000 minus here. So this will become how much? 50,000. केवल तो दोनों का मास कंसीडर करना है हमारा. 50,000 इंटू इसकी वेलोसिटी कितनी है? फाइनल वेलोसिटी कितनी आ रही? फाइनल वेलोसिटी इज 1. So this will become how much? 1/2 into 10,000 into 5 square is how much? 25 minus 1/2 into 50,000. So if you 2 ones are 2 5,000 are 2 ones are 2 25,000. So how much this will become? 25 into 5,000 will be how much? This will become 1,25,000 minus this will be how much? This will be 25,000. So 1,25,000 minus 25,000 will become how much? It will become 1 lakh. So which one is the right answer? This is nothing but 1 into 10⁵ joules. So option 1 is the right one. Option 2 नहीं, option 1 right है. आप शायद यहाँ पर इसको 2 से डिवाइड नहीं करें, that's the reason you are getting the answer as option 2, but option 1 is the right answer. Okay, understood this one? Shall we move on to the next problem? Because in order to move on to the next problem, I am supposed to erase these things. ये आपको available नहीं रहता. Because if I try to move, it will also move with me. Shall I erase these things? Okay. चलिए, let us move on to the next question. So he's telling that there are two particles which are moving with some velocities, m1 and m2 are two particles. They are moving with velocities u1 and u2. On collision, one of the particle gets, sir, m2 is 50,000. How पूछ रहे हैं, या फिर 50,000 आ रहा, क्या पूछ रहे हैं आप? तो मैं erase ही कर दिया. 50,000 कैसा है पूछ रहे हैं आप? वाहिदा समरीन, यस. 50,000 कैसा है बोल के बोले तो यहाँ पर जो हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, इनिशियल काइनेटिक एनर्जी और फाइनल काइनेटिक एनर्जी कंसीडर कर रहे हैं. इनिशियल काइनेटिक एनर्जी में तो हमारे पास खाली एक ही वेलोसिटी है, सेकंड वाला टर्म तो 0 बन जा रहा. अब फाइनल काइनेटिक एनर्जी जब कंसीडर कर रहे हैं हम लोग, तो यहाँ पर फाइनली क्या हो जा रहा है, दो पार्टिकल एक दूसरे के साथ जुड़ जा रहे। अगर दो पार्टिकल एक दूसरे के साथ जुड़ जा रहे बोले तो उन लोगों के मासेस क्या हो जाते हैं, देयर मासेस विल एड ईच अदर। तो यहाँ पर हमारा दैट इज द रीजन आई हैव टेकन m1 प्लस m2 हियर एज 50,000। तो यहाँ पर भी वही मास ले रहा हूँ, आफ्टर कंबाइनिंग व्हाट विल बी देयर टोटल मास, देयर टोटल मास इज 50,000। ठीक है, वही तो समरिन, जल्दी बोलिए। ओके, चलिए, लेट अस मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम। So here he is telling that there are two particles of mass m1 already, ये बगैर इसको करे बोल दे सकते हैं हम लोग। See here what will be the right answer, यहाँ पर already option दे दिया 4। Initially what he is asking the velocities v1, then we should have which of the following formulas. So this is nothing but this is law of conservation of kinetic energy है। Initial kinetic energy should be equals to which kinetic energy? Initial kinetic energy should be equals to final kinetic energy। यहाँ पर he initially has given that there are two particles which are having masses m1 and m2 and they are moving with velocities u1 and u2. So what will be the initial kinetic energy formula? This will become 1 by 2 m1 u1 square plus 1 by 2 m2 u2 square। चलिए, on collision one of the particle gets to higher energy level। कोलिजन होने के बाद एक पार्टिकल हायर एनर्जी लेवल पे जा रहा और ही टेलिंग दैट इट इज ऑब्जर्विंग एन एनर्जी ऑफ E, and if the final velocities of the particles are v1 and v2, then we must have, so what will be the final kinetic energy? Final kinetic energy will become 1 by 2 m1 v1 square plus 1 by 2 m2 v2 square plus here we are getting one extra energy, isn't it? Here we are getting one extra energy after collision only, that is the reason I am writing here E। So which one is the right answer? 1 by 2 u1 square। तो दिस इज रॉन्ग आंसर। कई बोलते यहाँ पर प्लेस ही इनिशियली आ गया, मगर हमारे को एनर्जी कब आ रही, आफ्टर कोलिजन आ रही। सो दिस इज नॉट द रॉन्ग राइट आंसर, बिकॉज यहाँ पर m को स्क्वायर कर दिया, नहीं m को स्क्वायर नहीं करके u1 u2 v1 v2 को स्क्वायर करा तो दिस माइट हैव बीन द राइट आंसर। तो ये भी गलत आंसर है, यहाँ पर एनर्जी माइनस कर रहा, बट यहाँ पर एनर्जी क्वेश्चन में क्या दिया, ही इज टेलिंग दैट द एनर्जी इज ऑब्जर्व। अगर एनर्जी रिलीज बोलता तो वी वुड हैव कंसीडर्ड दिस ऑप्शन। सो दिस इज आल्सो रॉन्ग आंसर। So if you take this E here, this will become what? This will become 1 by 2 m1 u1 square plus 1 by 2 m2 u2 square plus E को यहाँ पर लाए तो this will become minus E 1 by 2 m1 v1 square plus 1 by 2 m2 v2 square. So which one is the right answer? Option 4 is the right answer. Completed. Shall I turn the page? Shall I turn the page? नहीं होता, shall I erase these things? हो गया सब लोगों का? Okay, I am erasing. Now let us move on to the next problem. Achha, this problem is based on momentum concept. So carefully listen this concept. See here. He is telling that there is a particle, there is a rock which blows into three parts. Two parts goes off at right angles to each other. एक पार्टिकल है, वो पार्टिकल ब्लास्ट हो गया। ब्लास्ट होने के बाद क्या हो गया, दो पार्टिकल्स दे आर मेकिंग राइट एंगल विथ ईच अदर। मतलब दोनों के बीच में एंगल कितनी रह रही, द एंगल बिटवीन देम इज 90 डिग्री। So I'm writing this two particles here. 1 kg is moving with how much velocity? 12 meter per second. You can take anywhere 1 kg 2 kg किधर भी ले सकते। And 2 kg particle is moving with how much velocity? It is moving with 8 meter per second velocity. And third particle flies off with velocity. So there is a third particle which is moving with a velocity of 4 meter per second. And he is asking you to calculate the mass of this third particle. ये थर्ड पार्टिकल का मास कैलकुलेट करो बोल के बोल रहा। तो सी हियर, whenever you are encountering this type of problems, always remember you are supposed to use conservation of momentum and always consider this initial momentum should be equals to final momentum. Here there was a particle which has blasted and this has been scattered into three particles. He is telling that the two particles are making some 90-degree angle with each other, and he is asking what is the mass of third particle. Then you should consider this condition. Remember this formula. Magnitude of momentum of third particle which should be equals to magnitude of momentum of sum of the two particles. Now what is the formula for momentum? Momentum ka formula we know that it is m3 into u3 is equals to, whenever magnitude is there, what will be the formula for magnitude of p1 plus p2? Yesterday only we have did the problems on vector. So this will become what? This will become P1 square plus P2 square plus 2P1 P2 cos theta. And what is the angle between them? Angle between them is 90 degree. So I am just substituting the values M3 into what is the value of U3? U3 की value 4 है. That is equals to under root. I know that P1 की value क्या रहती है? P1 will be equals to M1 into V1. M1 की value कितनी है? 1 kg है. और V1 की value कितनी है? 12. So this will become 12. So this will be 12 whole square. Plus what is the value of P2? P2 is nothing but M2 V2. M2 की value कितनी दिया क्वेश्चन में? 2 kg दिया. And V2 की value कितनी दिया? 8. So 8 to the how much? 16. तो ये कितना बनता? 16 whole square. So 2P1 P2 cos, how much is the angle? 90 degrees. So what is the value of cos 90 degree? Cos 90 degree is 0. So this entire term will become what? This entire term will become 0. So I am left with what? 4 into M3 is equals to under root. What is 12 square? 12 square क्या बनता? 144. And what is 16 square? 16 square will become 256. So that is nothing but if you add 256 by 44, 300, 400. So what is the value of under root 400? Under root 400 की value कितनी है? 20. So from this I can write mass M3 is equals to 20 divided by 4. That is nothing but 5 kg. So which one is the right answer? Option 2 is the right answer. तो जब भी आप लोगों को ऐसा एक पार्टिकल है ब्लास्ट हो जा रहा बोलते हो, रिमेंबर कंसीडर दिस ओनली, यही कंडीशन कंसीडर करी. उन्हें क्या करता बोलता, दो पार्टिकल्स अलग जा रहे बोल के बोलता, थर्ड पार्टिकल सबसे अलग है बोलता, तो थर्ड पार्टिकल शुड बी इक्वेटेड टू सम ऑफ द अदर टू पार्टिकल्स. ठीक है, चला इरेज दिस वन. I am clearing this one. I hope everyone has written this thing. Okay. Now let us move on to the next. 400 कैसा आ रहा? ऐड करिए 256 और 144 को ऐड करिए, कितना आ रहा देखिए. Add 256 and 144, you will be getting 400. चलिए, let us move on to the next problem. See here, he is telling that there is a ball which is moving with a velocity of 2 meters per second and collides head on with another stationary ball. Another stationary ball means this is at rest. This is at rest. Of double mass. Suppose इसका मास m रहा तो ये ऑब्जेक्ट का मास क्या है? इसका मास m1 का मास m रहा तो m2 का मास कितना है? 2m है. If coefficient of restitution E की value is given 0.5, then their velocities, he is asking you to find the values of V1 and V2. I hope you remember the formula. ये formula आप लोगों को लिखाया था. जब भी आप लोगों को E की वैल्यू दिया और फाइनल वेलोसिटीज आफ्टर कोलिजन पूछ रहा तो व्हाट वाज द फॉर्मूला मैडम? V1 was equals to M1 minus E M2 divided by M1 plus M2 into U1 plus 1 plus E of M2 U2 divided by M1 plus M2. जल्दी सॉल्व करिए मैडम. सब्स्टिट्यूट द वैल्यूज एंड सॉल्व दिस एंड टेल मी द आंसर. और V2 का फॉर्मूला क्या था? V2 फॉर्मूला वाज M2 minus E M1 divided by M1 plus M2 of U2 plus 1 plus E of M1 U1 divided by M1 plus M2. Please solve this and tell me the answer fast. जल्दी बोलिए आंसर. Waiting for your answers. मैडम तबस्सुम उठ के बुक किताब विताब ले लेके सुनिए मैडम जरा. V1 is how much you are getting? You are getting the value of V1 is how much? 0. Very good. What is the value of V2? V2 की वैल्यू कितनी आ रही? जल्दी बोलिए. Because I don't have the answers. I'm depending on you only. Substitute करिए. M2 की वैल्यू 2m है. 2m minus 0.5m divided by 3m. So this will become 1.5 divided by 3. तो 1/2 आता, u2/2, u2 तो जल्दी बोलिए v2 की वैल्यू। ऑप्शन 1, ऑप्शन सी यार, ये दो ऑप्शन तो कैंसिल हो गए, थर्ड और फोर्थ ऑप्शन तो कैंसिल हो गए। नो यू आर लेफ्ट विथ ऑप्शन 1 एंड ऑप्शन 2, व्हिच वन इज द राइट आंसर? एवरीवन, 2 आ रहा है या 1 आ रहा? मेरे को यहाँ पर बुक में ऑप्शन 2 दिखा रहा, 2 आ रहा है या 1 आ रहा? 2m minus 0.5m divided by, this will become m plus 2m will become 3m into u2। u2 की वेलोसिटी कितनी है मैडम? अनदर बॉल इज एट स्टेशनरी, so this term will become 0 plus 1 plus 0.5 into m1। m1 की वैल्यू कितनी है? m है। और u1 की वैल्यू कितनी है? u1 वैल्यू इज 2 divided by 3m, so this will become 3m divided by 3m, so answer will be 1। so which one is the right answer? Option 2 is the right answer। आप लगा ऑप्शन 2, बहुत सारे लोग लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स अब मैसेज 2 मैसेज करे, वो ऑप्शन 2 है ना आंसर 2 है, मेरे को समझ नहीं आया। बोल तो ऑप्शन रहा तो 2 सही है, आंसर 2 रहा तो गलत है। चलिए, shall I erase this thing? I am erasing this thing, let us move on to the next thing। okay, there is some problems based on certain heights, बहुत आसानी से कर ले सकते हैं। Can anyone do this first problem? A ball is dropped from height h on a horizontal floor, goes, acha you wrote a second option, that's what I am saying, many of the students have messaged now regarding to, see here, whenever this type of problem is coming, he is telling that there is an object, a ball which is at a drop from height h, there is an object which is dropped from height h, and after hitting the ground it will goes to certain height. How much height it has traveled? It has traveled a height of 3h by 4, and is asking you to calculate fraction of energy of ball lost in this impact. So how much amount of energy is lost, he is asking you to calculate. So you can directly use this formula, initial energy minus final energy divided by initial energy. This formula should be used whenever he is asking you to calculate fraction of energy lost। See here, whenever a ball is falling, it will be having which energy? यहाँ पर इसके पास कौन सी एनर्जी रहती है? हाईएस्ट पॉइंट पे पोटेंशियल एनर्जी रहती है, काइनेटिक एनर्जी रहती है? एट हाईएस्ट पॉइंट, because he is telling that the highest point पे potential energy रहती है। So what will be the initial potential energy? Initial potential energy will become mgh minus what will be the final potential energy? यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? ऑब्जेक्ट फिर 3h/4 हाइट पे जा रहा, so this will become mg into 3h/4 divided by mgh। तो ये कितना आता देखिए हमारे को आंसर, व्हाट विल बी आंसर? mgh minus 3mgh divided by 4 divided by mgh, that will be nothing but 4 mgh minus 3 mgh divided by 4 mgh। So our answer will be how much? Our answer will be 1/4। कई बोलते mgh और mgh कैंसिल हो जाते, 4 minus 3 will become 1। चलिए, shall I move on to the next problem? दूसरे प्रॉब्लम पे जाएंगे। yes, here this is another problem। A ball is at rest, dropped freely from height 20 meters। So there is a ball, here this height is 20 meter and it is dropped freely, it loses 30% of energy। ये प्रॉब्लम को हम लोग दो तरीके से कर सकते, बट आई विल आस्क यू टू डू दिस इजी मेथड। ये डायरेक्ट मेथड से करिए, आप लोगों को आंसर आया था। सी हियर, हाउ मच अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी इज लॉस्ट? 30% of energy is lost, so how much is remaining? How much is remaining with the ball? 70% is remaining, so 70% of mgh is equals to, after bouncing back again it will have some new potential energy. I'm writing mg h prime. So what is the 70%? 70% can be written as 70 divided by 100. This mass and this mass, because the same ball is there, this g and this g are getting cancelled, into h is equals to h prime. ये 0 cancel हो गया. So if I substitute this value, 7 divided by 10 into what is the value of h given? H value is 20 is equals to h prime. So this 0 and this 0 will get cancelled. So what is the value of h prime? H prime value will become 14 meter. Similarly, I am having one more problem. Please do that problem and tell me the answer first. Shall I erase this thing? Shall I move on to the next problem? Yes. One more problem is there, something like this. I will move on to the problem directly. Here, what is the answer for this problem? Jaldi boliye. There is a ball which is at height h, dropped from height h, and it is losing 60% of energy. So how much energy is left with him? 40% mgh will be equals to what? Mg h prime. So mg will get cancelled. So this will become 40 by 100. H is equals to h prime. That is nothing but 0.4. H will be equals to h prime. I hope you will do this. Now let us move on to the second problem. This question was asked in recent year, previous year examination, NEET examination. So let us see this. Again, this is conservation of momentum. I hope you will tell me the answer. But here one twist is there. He is telling that a body of mass 4m is lying in xy plane. So let me consider a body of mass 4m. It is lying in xy plane. So at rest. And suddenly it explodes into 3 pieces. 3 pieces में explode हो जा रहा, 2 pieces each. अरे यहाँ पर क्वेश्चन का इनकम्प्लीट हो गया. मदिहा डायरेक्ट तुम्हारा क्वेश्चन मालूम शायद इसलिए आंसर बोल रहे. एक्चुअली क्या है बोल के बोलता हूँ. Here after exploding, 2 pieces will travel in this direction. They are right angled with each other. It is having some mass m. It is also having some mass m. And it is moving with velocity v. And it is moving with some velocity v. He will be asking you to find. He will be asking you to find. अच्छा आंसर नीचे दिया है. He will be asking you to find total kinetic energy पूछता. Total kinetic energy of the system पूछता है. So see here again we'll be considering the same thing. क्या consider करते हैं हम लोग? P3 is equals to modulus of P1 plus P2. But here, see here he is telling that xy plane में दिया बोल तो we are supposed to consider the directions. So here what this will become? This will become m3 into u3 is equals to. So what will be here? This will become mv along I cap, and this will become what? mv along j cap. If all the masses are same, सब लोगों के masses same है, but m will be 2m. तो यहाँ पर 2m into u3 is equals to mv I cap plus mv j cap. अच्छा, from this, if I take this 2 here in denominator, this will become u3 is equals to v by 2 I cap plus v by 2 j cap. Now if you find this magnitude find out करो तो ये क्या बनता? This will become v square by 4 plus v square by 4, because cos theta 90 degree है, 90 degree cos 90 degree 0 बन जाता. So this will become under root 2 v square by 4, 2 1s are 2 2s are, this will become what? V divided by root 2. Now please find out the total kinetic energy. Total kinetic energy क्या बनती है हमारे को? Kinetic energy of first particle plus kinetic energy of second particle plus kinetic energy of third particle. Kinetic energy of first particle क्या बनता? 1 by 2 mv square. Kinetic energy of second particle क्या बनता? 1 by 2 mv square. Kinetic energy of third particle क्या बनता? 1 by 2 of, यहाँ पर मास कितना है थर्ड पार्टिकल का? 2m है. और वेलोसिटी कितनी है थर्ड पार्टिकल की? v by root 2 whole square. So ये स्क्वायर और रूट कैंसल हो जाता. So what will be our answer? Our answer will become 3 by 2 mv square बनता. So which one is the right answer? Option 2 is the right answer. Shall I erase this? जल्दी. क्वेश्चन 1 अभी तो नहीं दिखा सकता हूँ साहब, because I want to do one more problem. Yeah, distance travel. ये भी बहुत important problem है. A ball is dropped on a horizontal plate from a height of 9 meters. And he is given that coefficient of restitution is 1/2. And he is asking you to find the total distance traveled before the ball comes to rest. तो यहाँ पर क्या होता, बॉल कोलाइड करके बाउंस करता, बाउंस करने के बाद कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल करा बोल के पूछता. सो रिमेंबर दिस फॉर्मूला. व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला? आई हैव ऑलरेडी रिटन. S is equals to h of 1 plus e square divided by 1 minus e square. सब्स्टिट्यूट करिए मैडम. h की वैल्यू कितनी है? 9. And 1 plus e square will become 1/4. And 1 minus e square will become 1/4. So this will become how much? 9 of, so this will become 4 plus 1, 5/4 divided by 3/4. So these things will get cancelled. 3 1 the 3 3 the. So what is the answer? Our answer is 15 meter. It is, he is asking distance travel before the ball comes to rest. Distance, S represents distance. Sir, can you please tell that which chapter is going on, because I have joined Alexa. Alexa तो बहुत पहले से है ना, तुम लास्ट टाइम भी क्लास अटेंड करे. Alexa, आपको मैं लास्ट टाइम भी देखा मैं आपका मैसेज. Actually, I am dealing with collision part of work, energy and power. तो 1 minute is left. कौन सा, बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स है इसमें, कौन सा प्रॉब्लम करेंगे समझ नहीं आता. So we are, अच्छा, I will do this problems and I will upload it on the YouTube, madam. Remaining problems. So see here, let us do this problem. What he is asking, he is telling the question, there is a mass of 10 kg and there is another mass of 5 kg. And this is at rest. He is telling that this is stationary, because stationary 5 kg mass. And they are colliding with each other. After collision, what is happening? Both of them are joining together and they are moving with how much velocity? They are moving with velocity of 4 meters per second. So he is asking you to find the velocity with which 10 kg objects hit the second one. You are supposed to find its velocity u1 value and also find the kinetic energy lost. So let us first of all find out the velocity of 10 kg mass. So we know that whenever two objects after collision are moving with some velocity v, the formula is given as what? V is equals to m1 u1 plus m2 u2 divided by what? Divided by m1 plus m2. So that is nothing but, what is the value of v? Value of v is 4. M1 value is 10 and U1 value is how much? We are supposed to find. M2 value is 5 and U2 value is 0 divided by M1 plus M2 is nothing but 15. That is nothing but 15 into 4 will become how much? 60 into 10 U1. That is nothing but U1 will be equals to how much? 6 meters per second. So this is the velocity with which the object is hitting this one. Next, we are supposed to find the kinetic energy lost. Kinetic energy lost. So I am writing initial kinetic energy minus final kinetic energy. So what is initial kinetic energy? Initial kinetic energy will become 1/2 into m1. m1 is moving with how much velocity? u1 velocity. So u1 velocity is how much? This will become 6 square minus 1/2 into, see here, after collision both of them are joining with each other. So what is the total mass? Total mass will become 15 into with how much velocity they are moving? They are moving with velocity of 4 square. So if I solve this, this will become, I will keep this one like this only, into 10 into 6 square will become 36 minus 1/2 into 15 into 4 square will become 16. So 2 ones, 2 fives, 2 1, 2 8. So we are left with 36 into 5. 36 into 6 5 are 30. We carry 5 3 56, 36 into 5. What is the value of 36 into 5 3 15, 16, 17, 18? 180 minus and 15 into 8, add the 40, 120. So this will become how much? The kinetic energy lost is how much? It is 60 joules. I hope you understood this problem. Let us move on to the next problem. This is the next problem. What is the problem given? A body of mass m moving with uniform velocity. This is an object of mass m. It is moving with some uniform velocity of 40 meters per second. And it collides with another object of mass m, which is at rest. Okay. And then together began to move with velocity. So after collision, both of them are sticking with each other and both of them are moving with velocity. How much? They are moving with a velocity of 30 meters per second. and he's asking you to find the ratio of the masses. He is asking you to find the ratio of mass m1 divided by mass m2. So we know that the final velocity with which the two objects together will be moving is given as what? m1 u1 plus m2 u2 divided by m1 plus m2. That is nothing but what is the value of v? V value is given as 30. m1 into 40 plus m2 into 0 divided by m1 plus m2. That is nothing but m1 plus m2. So if I solve this, what this will become? This will become m1 plus m2 divided by, if I bring this m1 here, this will become something like this, and 40 divided by 30. These two zeros are getting cancelled. This can be written as what? m1 by m1 plus m2 divided by m1, that is equals to 4 by 3. That is nothing but 1 plus m2 divided by m1 is equals to 4 by 3. If I take this one here, this will become what? This will become m2 divided by m1 is equals to 4 by 3 minus 1. So m2 divided by m1 will be equals to how much? 1 by 3. Or you can also write m1 divided by m2 as what? 3 by 1. I hope you understood this. Let us move on to the next problem. The next problem, he is telling that there is a ball which is moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second, impinges on a vertical wall. Suppose this is a vertical wall at an angle 45 degree with the normal. So this is the normal. So here a ball is hitting at how much angle is telling? At an angle of 45 degree, and is telling that the ball is moving with how much velocity? 10 meter per second. So what will this component become? This component will become 10 cos 45 degree. Okay. After collision, the ball moves on the other side of the normal, making the ball is moving on the other side, making an angle. Again, he's telling that it is making an angle of 45 degree with normal. The velocity of the ball after collision is, so we are supposed to find this velocity. Here, suppose it is moving with velocity v, and what will be the horizontal component? Horizontal component will become v cos 45 degree. Now we know that coefficient of restitution is given as what? Velocity of an object, velocity after separation, velocity of separation after collision divided by velocity of approach before collision. So this thing will be first. Velocity of an object after collision divided by velocity of an object before collision, cos 45 degree. And he has also given the value of e. So here cos 45 will get cancelled. So I can write v is equals to 10 into e. What is the value of e given in the question? Value of e given is 0.5. So 10 into 0.5 will become 5 meter per second. So this was the next problem. Very good problem. I hope you understood this problem. So this is the end of this problem. We'll meet tomorrow with another topic. Thank you.